Hello darlings, today I'm going to do the Darkling Tag. It's kind of long, so I'm going to just dive straight in. What is your favorite candle scent? My favorite scent is pine. Do you have a favorite book? Right now I'm reading the House of Night novels, and they're pretty good, but my favorite by far is The Silver Kiss. I can't remember who it's by, but it's by the same person who wrote Blood and Chocolate, if you happen to know who that is. I will go find out who wrote it and put their stuff in the description below. Are you a tea or coffee person? I'm a tea person, half because I love tea and half because coffee gives me a stomach ache, so there's no point in drinking that. What is your favorite brand or color of lipstick? And color of lipstick. So far I really like the Jeffree Star brand. But to be fair, I have only tried his brand of the matte lipsticks, and then I have a cheaper brand that I wear, but I think it's Revlon, I'm not sure, but it might be Rimmel London, but so I really haven't tried that many. My favorite shades are green, red, and black. Not even really red, kind of a berry color. Do you have a favorite perfume or cologne? I don't. I actually don't like perfumes and colognes. I prefer to use essential oils. Of those, I prefer lavender, mint, or eucalyptus. Do you have a celebrity crush? Nope. If you had to give up the color black, what color would you choose instead? My first go-to would be dark green, followed by dark purple, dark blue, and dark red. Must be dark. If you could change your name to a stereotypical 90s/2000s goth name, what would it be? It would either be Nyx Nightblood or Tisiphone Nightblood. Those are some Greek goddesses. You can look them up if you wish. What are your top 3 tips for surviving hot weather while black clad? Personally, my survival tactics are to go into air conditioning whenever possible, to not move. Just don't move. If you're not moving, you're not going to be generating a lot of body heat. And then also to just survive. Like, just get used to it. It's hot. It sucks. It's the way it is. Where was I? There I am. What song will always make you happy? Doesn't have to be a goth band. That's good, because the song that makes me the happiest all the time is Concerning Hobbits from the Lord of the Rings movies. So, not a goth band. Are you active in the arts? Playing an instrument, painting, writing, etc.? I like to sing. I used to sing a lot. I don't do it as much anymore. Dancing's okay. I really like to paint and draw, and I don't write a lot of poetry, but I do sometimes. Otherwise, I just do other general writings. If you had a teacup or mug made inscribed just for you, what would you have it say? I would either have it say Lady Stirling Knight, or I would have it say Heathen Queen, because that's my handle on most of my video games and stuff. What is your number 1 non-gothy hobby? It could easily be gothy, depending on what you do with it, but my favorite thing to do is to go camping. I feel most at peace when I am out in the forest, by a river, away from humans. Next. If you could be a supernatural creature, what would it be and why? I would choose to be a shapeshifter because I suck at making permanent decisions. There's only one permanent decision I'm good at making, and that's to get married. So, like, deciding what creature I would be for the rest of my life, I couldn't figure it out. I would want to be a shapeshifter. What horror monster-based superpower would you have? I would choose the ability to travel, come out through, exist in mirrors. That has always creeped me out, and also completely mesmerized me at the same time. So I would absolutely be one of the creatures that comes out of the mirror or can travel through them like gateways or portals. Do you feel confident or comfortable interacting with other goth or gothy people online or IRL? Why or why not? I'm getting better at it. It's difficult because I always worry about being enough, and I've always been that way. And that's a very common thing for people to worry about, is if they're blank enough. And so when I talk to people online, I always try to do my best to be enough and still be authentically myself and just hope that it works. And then IRL, I don't like people very much, so I don't really talk to lots of people in real life. I do most of my communicating online, even for the simplest of things. And while I do have some friends who are of a goth persuasion, we don't really hang out a lot. I've only been to one club ever, so that was one small experience, and it was fun. I enjoyed like mingling with people who are like me, so it can be good. It's just not my everyday cup of tea. Which is more important for a look, great hair or great makeup? I think it's interchangeable, and I think that if both your hair and your makeup look like crap, just rock it. But personally for me, I will sacrifice makeup for the sake of hair, as in I will just not put makeup on. My hair has to look good, or else we have problems. Is there something you wish there was more of in your subculture? I wish that there was more simple clothing that didn't still cost like $25 to $30 per item. I'm not one to dress in hugely elaborate fashions like some of the bigger YouTubers, or to even do big elaborate makeup. I mean, this is pretty much my basic go-to. So I would love to have gothic clothing that was not super duper over the top and didn't cost a lot. Care to share an embarrassing story related to your darklingness? Sure. So there's this movie that I really loved when I was a child, and it's called The Ketchup Vampires, and it's narrated by Elvira. And being an adult now, the songs in it melt my brain, but I loved it as a little kid. It was one of my favorite movies. My other two favorite movies were E.T. and The Dark Crystal, so at least I had one kid movie going on. Oh, and Star Wars. Grew up with that. Been watching that since I was like 4. Luke Skywalker is still a huge crush of mine. But, yeah, The Ketchup Vampires. How are you at DIY? I would say that I'm decent, considering I'm able to sew stuff. It's not, I'm not completely fish out of water, but I haven't done a lot of it myself. I know that I have the skill to. It's just I haven't had the craving or desire to go and change a bunch of my clothing, because again, I wear really simple styles. Quickly describe your ideal wedding. Well, seeing as my wedding is an I, if I were to do it differently, I would just take James and I on a cruise to Alaska and find somebody on the boat who's ordained and find 2 random people to be our witnesses and just do it that way. Like, I would have just gone on the adventure I wanted to go on. We've spent so much on this wedding, we could have just done that. So if I were to do it differently, that's how I would do it. Alright, now we have a true or false section. True or false? I love watching cheesy romance films. False. If I'm gonna watch something romance, it better at least be a comedy. I can't do the whole over the top. No. Nope. I always remember to wash off my makeup at night. No, I forget. I'm human, much to my dismay. I sleep with plushies. There's not room in my bed. I wear non-black pajamas most nights. That is correct. But only because I don't wear pajamas most nights. I still listen to a boy band that has disbanded years ago. I feel like this is targeted specifically at the generation of kids that grew up in the 2000s and 2010s because yes, I do still listen to Fall Out Boy. Get over it. I think Andrew Eldritch is overrated. I can't really say anything to him as a person, but I am really not a fan of the Sisters of Mercy, so I don't really care. They're not my favorite band by any means at all. In fact, I really don't like much of their music. I don't like vampires. Lies. I love vampires. Vampires are probably by far my favorite night creature. Werewolves are a very close second. Yeah, if I could be a vampire, yes, in a heartbeat, absolutely. I don't like clubs. I've only been to one, so I cannot make a fair judgment on this thing. As it stands now, I would say that I do like clubs, but I would not in any way, shape, or form want to be at one of the big, huge ones. No, thank you. I'm dating a goth/darkly inclined person. If a metalhead counts, then yes. We both avoid the sun together. I'm good with this. I don't enjoy graveyards. I've only been in them specifically to visit relatives. When I drive by them, they look really pretty and I think they'd be fun to hang out in, but I also avoid the sun all the time. And once it's dark, you get kicked out. So I'd have to go on a very cloudy, very rainy day. I haven't been to one just to go to one. So that's something on my list of things to do. And I feel like I would like it, but it'll happen when it happens. Blood makes me queasy. No, I would be fine if I were gushing blood everywhere or if somebody else were gushing blood anywhere. But if you take me to go get my blood drawn, I can't look at it. I don't even think it's the blood. I think it's the activity. Nope. I can watch surgeries. Can't do getting my own blood drawn or watching somebody else get their blood drawn. There's just something wrong about it that I don't like. I'd sooner faint than pet a spider. No, I pick those guys up all the time. Whenever there's one just scurrying about and it needs to be moved, I'm generally the person who moves it. Unless it's big, bad, and poisonous. Then I kind of turn into a pansy. I don't like haunted houses. It's not that I don't like the houses themselves. It's that I don't like the energy associated with them. I'm a very energy sensitive person and I believe in the supernatural, and so I don't want to willingly expose myself to that kind of danger. I still browse Hot Topics clearance racks. No, because they're still too expensive for me. Sorry. If I have to drive somewhere to buy a piece of clothing that's more than $25, it better be for a job or I'm just going to buy it on Amazon. And even then, I'm still probably just going to buy it on Amazon. No. Sorry. I could find a cheaper one somewhere else of anything they have. I've never read Dracula. No. I've never read Dracula. I know. It needs to go on my list too. I'll get to it eventually. I think Bela Lugosi's Dead is a long and boring song. Only when I'm not in the mood for something dark and mysterious and ethereal sounding. I like it. It's a good song. But at the same time, most of the time I'm into very upbeat music. Not necessarily with like a really happy sound to it, but just something a little more energetic. So Bela Lugosi's Dead doesn't really fit into that a lot of the time. I still like it as a song though. Ooh, this one only took 15:25. Nice! I've been trying to record this and it keeps taking like 20 minutes. So I did good. But so there it is, my Darkling Tag, and I will see you all later. Bye.